dangers of GMO food, of eating plants treated heavily with chemicals, and the dangers the chemicals pose to the greater environment. What's lesser known is that homeowners use 10 times more Roundup per acre than farmers do. And it doesn't have to be this way. I live in an apartment complex that's managed by a corporate entity. I emailed a property manager there last year and I asked her to stop spraying Roundup on the grounds there. It wasn't just my concerns as a forager or as a nature lover that inspired me to ask. I was also really concerned about the dangers the herbicide might pose to my dog. The European Union lists Roundup's active ingredient, glyphosate, as dangerous for the environment and toxic to aquatic organisms, and studies link it to birth defects in animals exposed to it and to cancer. The EPA is actually now reevaluating glyphosate and is considering banning it in 2015. So I passed along all this information, and yet the property manager dismissed my request, telling me it would be expensive to go green. This wasn't really true, because I was asking her not to pay for the service of the herbicide, and I suspect that the real reason for her dismissal was that she was concerned about the effects of a weedy and wild courtyard on property values. There's this perception that weed-free lawns project the image of wealth. The irony is that the real wealth, the real abundance, is biodiversity, not suppression. I was disheartened, but I was undeterred. Once I got past my feelings of anger and frustration, I decided to try a different approach. I wrote out a document listing the harmful effects of the pesticide, and then I went door to door, asking each of my neighbors in the apartment complex to join me in petitioning our property manager to go green. It took me a few months, but eventually I had a unanimous petition. And to this unanimous petition, I attached a polite letter to the property manager saying we appreciated their commitment to maintaining a high quality of life in the building, and we expected that they would then be pleased to hear of our request, that they make a shift in favor of health and sustainability. And I added that Portland neighborhoods are increasingly working to create pesticide-free zones, and they'd likely have to stop spraying sooner than later anyway. I'm happy to report this effort was successful. They told me they're going to honor our request. So what I'm here to tell you today is it can be done. When we join together, we can create change. And we need to have these conversations with our landlords and our neighbors. And as we do, we can tell them about the bees. And we can tell them, too, about the amazing abundance that we're welcoming in the form of wild plants. And your presence here today is proof that we're moving in the right direction. Change is not only possible, it's happening. Keep up the good work. And if you'd like to know more about the abundance hidden inside these wild plants that we can access when we stop spraying herbicides, feel free to approach me as I step down from the stage. I have cards with me that have my website on them, where you can find a lot of free information, and I'm happy to hand them all out. Thank you.